that, Curious. You got to keep that conspiracy theory going.
Dope.
Dude, I appreciate you for sitting down with me, man. I'm going to say it again because I'm going to tell you what. A lot of people that even agree, like, because when I did reach out to you to do it, and a lot of people, when I reached out to them, it was we was moving in a certain direction, and then it switched. And so I'm grateful that the people still did it because we're able to represent them and their brands in a way more professional way. And it makes me want to go harder for them because, like, yo, you tapped in early. You know what I'm saying? Kind of took a chance. So I appreciate the people that did that and everyone that did it, man. I'm extremely grateful to them. And so, like, it just means a lot, especially as a creative. So, you know what I'm saying?
I'm here, bro. I appreciate you reaching out, man.
So, who is Eliseo Way, man?
All right. So, yeah, that's where we're going. All right. Eliseo Way. I mean, every time people ask that question, it just seems so cliche. But, you know, start with, you know, I'm a man of God first. You know what I'm saying? Without him, I wouldn't be nobody. So after that, I'm a husband, father, you know, and after that, man, it's really not too much more than the man of God, the husband, the father, and then after that is really just my creativeness after that point. Of course, I'm an insurance broker, so that's like the daytime gig, selling life insurance, selling, you know, financial products, but that's not my passion. I do it, but I do that part because it's the only industry I can get in where I can work part-time and get paid double time, you know, so it's like that's the only reason I'm in insurance. But outside of that, there's no passion. I don't like talking about death every day, you know, and telling people, hey, you know, does your mother have cancer? Oh, she does? You know, it's a 60% chance that you'll get it too. So you want to sign up for this cancer policy? Like, I don't like doing that. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't like talking to people about, you know, well, how old did your father die? Oh, he died at 65. Well, you know, it's a good chance that you'll die around that age too. Because, like, as faith believers, I'm supposed to be saying you should live and not die. You know what I'm saying? God said by His stripes we're healed. So I'm supposed to be quoting scriptures versus in my industry, sometimes it can get the opposite. Like, I'm supposed to impose the fear. So I don't know why I went that way. But so that's me. That's the daytime gig. But outside of the daytime gig, financial products and stuff, I do mostly creative stuff. So music production, which I need to get back into, learning video editing. That's really something that I found recently that I'm actually good at, and I didn't know I was good at it until I actually tried my hand at it. Then I was like, yo, you're kind of dope at this, you know? So like I started doing my YouTube videos, and now I actually edit videos for other channels, and I get paid to do that. And that's where kind of like, we'll talk about it later, but that's kind of where content ecosystem came in at. Because I started doing some consulting, and people started hitting me up about just certain things. And I'm like, yeah, we get into that. So that's Eliseo. That's believer, man of God, son of God, right? The husband, the father. And then after that, the insurance broker, daytime gig, and then I say nighttime gig, but it's really my passion, my calling is to do all things creative, you know, for the kingdom and for, you know, the industry too. You know, I don't want to be so deep to be like everything's for the kingdom, because God, he raises us up to send us into the systems, right? So, you know, it's actually our job to infiltrate these systems for the kingdom. So, you know, we can't necessarily do that. In my opinion, I don't believe we can do that necessarily in our little, you know, sect, or our little cul-de-sac, or our little corner, or our little, or in church. I didn't want to say that, but you said it. He said church, y'all. But that too, you know. But he raises us up to send us out. You know, there's plenty of examples in the Bible where God raised somebody up and sent them. You know, like, you know, sent Paul to the Gentiles or something like that, or sent somebody over here. And it's like, well, why didn't you stay over here where you was known, where you was cool? Yeah, because God raises us up to send us to be fishers of men, to pull people in. So that's, in everything I do, that's the mindset that I have to go out and get sent out. So yeah, that's Eliseo in a roundabout way. Okay. Dude, like,
everything is clutch, man. I do believe that, you know, there's passion behind everything I see you do. You know what I'm saying? Even in the beginning, bro. I don't say the beginning because I don't know where it all started for you. But it was around, for me, it started with me for you around outside of back in the day stuff that we'll get into later on.
Outside of back in the day stuff. Yeah, because I ain't bring my oil to talk about that type of stuff. You want to talk about that stuff, we got to bring the oil, okay? So we might have to, some stuff might start rising up. We might have to cast them back down. Cast out every imagination that exalts itself up against the name of God. So yeah.
Were you married around that time?
I got married in 2012.
Okay, you got married.
You know when they said the world would end, 2012. For me, it did, as I knew it, and I got a better life.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's cool. For me, it started like it was around when Kanye was doing the Sunday service, right?
Okay.
Kanye was doing Sunday service, and you talked about. Do you want to talk about other people's content?
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Absolutely. Yeah.
I wanted to.
We can talk about anything, by the way.
Okay.
Nothing's off the limits.
Nothing.
I'm a pretty wholesome guy. You haven't seen anything crazy about me too crazy. No. Anything that you've seen or you want to touch on and you want to ask, let's do it.
So you were talking about OPC, right?
Okay.
And I had heard about that theory, right? Okay. I heard about that strategy.
OPC is other people's content, by the way. Yes.
I heard about that because I seen it done. I just I never knew the verbiage for it.
Okay.
But I had seen it done before,
okay.
And I had tested it out a little bit, right?
Okay.
And so when I saw you do that, I was like, yo, this dude that's a good, because in order to do that and then speak on it, I knew you knew something, because people ain't just doing that. So when I saw you do that, that's what reeled me into what you had to say, because I'm like, yo, he got to know, he has to know what he's talking about to even go there.
Yeah.
So I started following you on there, and you added me to the
Cash
group.
In with your passion.
Yeah, you added me to the group. So I was like, yo, this dude know what he's talking about.
A little bit. I'm learning.
Yeah, you was learning it.
Yeah.
And I had done my research into YouTube and everything like that. But like around the time me and her got married, when we was doing the Tademy show. That's when I started learning my hand.
I remember when I saw y'all online, and I would see y'all like tagging each other and talking, and then something just was like, I think I put on a post, I was like, are y'all a thing? You remember that? Yo, yeah. I was like, are y'all a thing?
Do that.
And y'all was like, yeah, we're a thing. I'm like, oh, dope.
Cool. I forgot you did that. Yeah. We did Tademy show, bro. So I was like, yo, at least I know what he's talking about. So I started looking at your YouTube thing, man, and you just was doing your thing on there. And I said, yo, that was dope. And then when you started talking about monetization and all of that, I followed that. But I said all that to say, I hit you up a lot during this beginning stages to talk about your thing like that. So I want to hear what you have to say about mentorship or reaching out or getting in touch with people or networking with people to get, to kind of like spruce yourself up to get where you need to be. Like, talk a little about that. Do you have people like that in your corner? People that you consult with? Or
that I look to help bring me up, or that people look to me for me to help bring them up.
You can do both. Vice versa. You can do both, man.
Yeah. So before I even get into any of that stuff, what I want to say and what's really important that we must understand, right?
Right.
And I just have to say this, and mainly talking to myself, I have to tell myself this,
right?
Is that nobody owes us nothing. Right.
Facts.
Nobody owes us any favors. They don't owe us
Facts.
any explanations. They don't owe us any help. Right. And I said all that to say a lot of times in our journey, whatever the journey is, content creation, monetization, or it could be something totally unrelated, maybe our career path, schooling. A lot of times, a lot of things we have to take the mindset of, I'm gonna figure it out. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to figure it out, right? So with me starting kind of like my content monetization creation journey, nobody would tell me nothing. You know what I'm saying? I would be hitting YouTubers up and I like how you did that. I like how you did. It could be something as simple as, man, I like how your YouTube intro looked. I still don't know how to make a YouTube intro because ain't nobody really, but it's not their fault. It's my fault. I haven't studied or did my due diligence to figure out how to edit this and boom, boom, boom. So I said all that to say a lot of times, a lot of stuff that you see with me, it's not a direct derivative of somebody helping me. It's really me figuring it out. You know what I'm saying? And that's just not trying to sound boastful or nothing like that. I literally got like a hermit. I got in my own zone, told my wife, hey, I love you. See you tomorrow morning because I'm finna pull an all-nighter, and then like I go in there and I come out and woo, I figured it out because it's like I studied. Mm-hmm. So that's a lot of my journey is that, you know what I'm saying? It's just because people be funny. Like people, for some reason, they look at you as competition. Mm-hmm. When you want to say, hey man, I want to start a YouTube channel, or I want to start a blog, I want to write a book, boom, boom, boom. Like you see people doing specific things, right? I'm pretty sure you see this. Yep. They'll be doing a specific thing online. You're like, oh, I like that. I like how they do that. Mm-hmm. So let me hit them up so I can learn that or get some insight on that, or they can point me in the right direction on that. Right. And then you didn't hit them up for 10 different things. You hit them up for one specific thing, but then they're like, they act slow to get back with you. Or, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So, and what's funny with me is this has happened since Trill, before Trill, after Trill. I hit people up for help because I won't say help, but to network. Right. I'll share something with you. You share something with me. We can come up together. And then they be acting funny. I kid you not. Maybe it's just a gift I got, but I figure it out and I surpass them and what they're. It's funny with Christian hip hop. When I first kind of started doing Christian hip hop in like 2012, 2013, man, I hit up every artist in the city. I don't even want to say their name, bro. Because it's if you could think of somebody in Orlando that's a popping Christian hip hop artist, I hit them up. Like, hey, what's up? I got beats. So what you want to do? I'll give you a beat. You give me a hook. I give you a hook. Right. It's not like I'm a scrub. Like I ain't got no history in these streets. Like I ain't got no resume. Right. But a lot of them shunt me, and not trying to be on some nana and boo boo type stuff. But I end up on the Christian hip hop radio station, and same guys. It's crazy because the same guys will hit me up. Hey, bro,
how'd you get on there?
Yeah. And then it's like, you know how Facebook saves the conversation? Yeah. It could be like from 6 years ago.
And it'll still be in there.
They be like, hey, bro, I heard you on the radio. Good stuff, man. Hey, who's your connect? But you go to the last thing I said to them was 4 years ago. And I was like, hey, bro, let's work. Let's work on something. I got you. Right. It's like, bro, why don't you scroll up and read that comment you sent me 4 years ago when I was... Yeah, so it's crazy. So I said all that to say, yeah, man, a lot of stuff that we got to do is we have to figure it out ourselves. Yeah, that's just, and I believe that is where we, and not trying to get all deep, but that is where we really find out how passionate we are about something. We found out, the direction that God wants us to take with that. Right. And that's in our alone time, praying to Him and asking Him. Man, the Bible says the Holy Spirit will bring all things, to remembrance. And I believe that if we just give ourselves the opportunity to stop necessarily looking so much for a handout, but to just get in our element, right? We not only will we learn what we're trying to learn, but God might give us a different twist on it, right? God might give us a different spin on it, because nothing under the sun is new, but what is under the sun is how we put our spin on it, right? And how we put our twist on it. Right. Toilet paper been selling for 100 years. Yeah. So why does a new toilet tissue company come out every year, right? And then why does that same toilet tissue company come out and kill it? Yeah. What did they do? They didn't do nothing, but they maybe said something different in the marketing. Yep. Or put a little. Remember, toilet tissue used to be just plain. And then they started putting little things on it. So these little designs make it nice. I'm just gonna wipe my butt with it, but okay. So all the people are gonna buy it because of little quilt things, and then they started advertising. We're quilted. Yeah. Really? Yeah. So okay. So how can we find our quilt in our whatever niche that we're in? You know what I'm saying? Because. Yeah, man, don't send me off, bro.
Nah, man, we got that's what the sit down is, man. Oh, I didn't know you needed a YouTube intro. I got you on that.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So you brought up a good thing just right there, putting your spin on it, right? I was going to go in a different direction, but let's stay here for a little bit, because I say this a lot, and the people know it. We're going to drop it for y'all right here, because I was saving this for a video, but I'm gonna give it to y'all on the sit down. The biggest thing I got is that I learned. This changed my life. Ask my wife, bro. She'll tell you. Don't copy, steal. That saying changed my life. So what I mean by that is I'm gonna show you what it means to me, and I know you got something for it already, just being you. What it means to me is to copy someone. Is exactly what it means. It's like putting a piece of paper on the copy machine. You hit copy, it comes out looking the same exact way, right? If there's any marks on the paper or pin marks, anything, it's gonna come out. That's a copy, right? That's hard to pass, right? But to me, when I steal from a person, I'm going to take it and I'm not going to put it out to the street the same way because you're going to know where it came from.
Wow.
I got to remix that thing.
That's real.
So I'm going to put it to you in a new way.
Wow.
Like you talked about toilet tissue. Tires, the circle. I use the circle analogy a lot. I use tire analogy. Right?
Yeah.
I use toilet paper, I use tire. Because tires have been selling since the T1, since the first Ford model. You know, all they did was just remix the tire. I'm not going to go back and try to recreate a new tire. It's a circle. It's already good. I'm going to steal it. I'm going to put extra rims on it. Now it's going to be able to shoot the rain out this way. It's going to be fatter, thinner, larger, whatever. We're just going to remix the wheel. And that's what I learned how to do. Like, to see people that inspire me, that I'm encouraged by, motivated by, and I take little pieces from them because this is dope. I like this.
Absolutely.
I'm going to apply it to myself and, you know, find a way to critique it to, you know, what I needed to do, and then I'm gonna get it out to the people.
Yeah.
And every time I've applied that strategy to something, it's worked.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. When they say don't recreate the wheel, I'm like, why not? You know, recreate it way better. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love what you said when you said, you know, new, like kind of like tissue, new tire companies come out every day. And they sell. There's so many niches in everything that you do. You could literally, you could serve a community, or you could serve a niche with your product that is underserved. You know what I'm saying? Like when I got in insurance, you know, I learned that, okay, there's so many niches in insurance, right? And one of the, say like, for example, one of the niches that I could serve is I have homeboys who in music, they have no financial literacy, period, right? They have children because that's what you do when you're a rapper. You go have 10 babies, right? So I've had homeboys that have passed. They've gotten in a car accident, and now their children are left. So God gave me the idea, well, that's a niche for you in insurance. You know, when you out in these studios, or when you in these shows or concerts or wherever you at, slide on my insurance card. And that has actually worked out for me because lo and behold, they see what's going on. They're like, bro, hey man, let me get it. So I've actually, it's amazing. I've actually wrote like some fat, like 250,000 terms on some of my homeboys, or 500,000 terms and stuff like that. Right. And it's like they baby mamas or girlfriends call me like, appreciate it, bro, I appreciate you, you know? And so yeah, it's like, so getting back to your point, we can just, all we have to do is find our niche.
Yep.
It could be like a small little lane, right? Yep. Because think about it, when God gives us something, when God gives us something, you know what I'm saying? He don't necessarily sometimes want to just open up the door. Whoa, hey, come over here, bro. Because then he do that, and everybody can be like, oh. Yeah. God just might be like, I got millions over here for you, bro. Yeah, so you got to find that small little niche and run for it and run with it. And then you could, if you had that mentality, you could put your spin on anything. Yep. You know, it's a book. It's a book. I forget what it's called. It's like maybe y'all heard of it. It's like the Red Sea versus Blue Sea. Have you heard of that? Nope. Look it up. And the concept is the Red Sea is like all the sharks and all the fish. They're in there fighting. They're in the sea. Now this is a big old sea now. And then they're fighting each other, they're killing each other, and it's blood. So that's why it's the Red Sea, because there's so much blood. People like, you know, the fish. But the Blue Sea is, it ain't blood in the water because everybody's in the water doing their own thing, finding their own way, doing something different. So there ain't nobody fighting, ain't nobody killing each other. So it's like, it's a book. You gotta check it out. I forget what it's called, but it's like a Red Sea, Blue Sea. I forget what the title is, but it's just a dope concept. So it makes you think, whatever you do, if the lane is convoluted, right? And think about it. In every market that we have, the lane could be oversaturated. Yeah. If you had a mentality,
couple billion people in this world.
So everything that you could think of going in can be oversaturated, but that ain't a kingdom mindset. The kingdom mindset is, okay, it's gonna be oversaturated, but they ain't me. And that's not even conceited or cocky. No, it's not.
That's just believing in you.
Believing in you and the God in you. Yeah, absolutely. So that, you know, that's kind of when I talk to my clients about YouTube, they're like, what's 100 lifestyle channels? There's 100 self-help channels. There's so many of these. It's like, but they're not you.
Better get out of that. That's going to cripple you, boy.
The way you laugh, the way you do your hair, the way you turn, the way the subtleties of everything you do is something else that is going to attract more people to you.
Man,
yeah.
Eliseo, bro. Oh, bro, you in my head, bro. Like, I think of these things, man, and like I sleep on these thoughts, bro. Absolutely. Like I get in my phone, I got notes And like every phone I've had, like bro, I'm in that notepad, bro. Yeah. I got notes for days. Even in the phone I just got now, bro, filling up the notepad because like I just type out little things, bro. I may put a slogan in there, or I may put like different quotes or different sayings in there, like because I'm always trying to even learning myself. Like there are things that I learned about myself. I'm like, oh, I didn't know I was like that. I didn't know I did that. I didn't know like you were talking about the little thing. I didn't know I turned my head this way. I didn't know I said words. I didn't know I accented certain words. Like it's all these different things that you learn about yourself. But those are things that make you you, and nobody can do that.
And that's what other people will come right back to you for. That ain't to say that they don't have different other creators, favorite creators, or different people who they like. Right. But they literally, as you begin to grow your community and begin to cultivate your base, they'll be like, oh, let me go check on what Daniel got going on today. You know what I'm saying? Just because I like how he do this, or I like, his sense of humor. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like we can literally talk about the same concept. We could talk about the president stuff right now, but you're going to get something totally different and deliver it. The way you deliver it will be totally different than what I got and how I deliver it. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think we see that a lot with preachers in the Bible. Like we've heard, give me a common story in the Bible. Just give me one.
Jesus walking on the water and Peter coming out the boat.
Now
that sermon has been preached,
but it's the certain preachers who just for some reason it's how they said it, how they deliver it. That you like. I done heard. Have you ever been in church and you like? I heard a sermon 100 times. But that one time you heard it, it did something to you. You like, oh, I never got that like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how we are in the world. We're like, we depend on God to revelate to us and His creativity, which is totally in my opinion, is undervalued and under talked about in the church. God's creativity.
Oh, God's creativity. Okay.
Yeah. Like He's the ultimate creator.
Right.
That's what He do. Don't get me turned up.
Yeah.
God is. He creates.
Right.
But we don't never talk about how we can create with the mind of God. Right. But that's kind of how I do. Like when I go in the lab, I don't even want to. That's why you don't see me dropping music like that. You don't see me. I could, bro. I got songs for days right now. But if I didn't, in some way or form or fashion, like kind of consult with God and get something from Him about it, and there's really no point in me dropping it just to be like having fun. You know what I'm saying? So it's got to be something in there that I feel like it was creative. It was like a God creativeness that came about. So yeah, that's dope.
You said something about early in the conversation. You was like, don't recreate the. People always say don't recreate the wheel, and you're like, why not? Like, bro, like that's so clutch too, because you hear people say don't recreate it, and my thing is like this, like to eliminate the learning curve, and take the guesswork out of stuff. Someone already did it. So yeah, they have the patent on the wheel being made that way. That's what a patent is. But like, I'm not gonna go back to the drawing board. I'm just gonna start from where they were at. And take a lot of the guesswork. Like you've seen this, even when it comes to marketing. And I want to get it. Let's go to marketing now. Like even the way to see the way people market, the way the marketing strategies are done, the way people promote. If you see their strategies, and now like the fact that I really got into my creating bag and I'm like in it like more constantly, more consistently now. Like I even look at promo differently now. Like now when I look at a piece of promo, yeah, I'll consume it as an average consumer, like where this is nice or this is not nice, and from that standpoint. But I also look at it like, dang, let's see what these numbers look like. You know what I'm saying? What's the strategy behind this? Why are they doing this? I done seen this piece of promo every day this week. And it's not I'm not scrolling I'm not seeing the same content around it, which means it's being imprinted. So like all of these things, I start looking at it that way. But when you peel back that strategy, they did the guesswork for you. Yeah. So now all you have to do is take what you have and say, okay, well, how can I apply this to what I'm doing? So let's talk a little bit about marketing, man. Like
what you got?
What do you see with that? So I was watching this video online, right?
Okay.
And the dude was saying, I'm totally gonna butcher because I don't remember verbatim, but he was like, how did people know when the circus came to town, right? He said, did they put like a flyer on a wall where no one, walked down? And so he was walking past this wall and he saw two flyers on the wall, just like this. And they were like circus flyers. And so, he walked past the wall. And then he said, or did they like cover a wall in like circus posters, and you see this wall and it's like covered in different color circus posters, but you paid attention to it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And so he was saying how, you know, creators have to put out like 60 pieces of content. Mm-hmm. I don't know what time frame he said put it in, whether it was a day or a week or something like that, but basically the thing was just like plaster your stuff like everywhere. Mm-hmm. Right? And so when you walk past the wall, and then I've seen it before too, you walk past the wall and there's a whole bunch of posters on the wall. Mm-hmm. You might not know, if it's just one poster, you'll probably walk past it and not even know what's on there. Mm. But if the wall's covered in it, you're gonna walk past it and just be like, yo, what the heck is that? Yeah. And then maybe you'll start paying attention to it, maybe like the third or fourth or fifth step, you pay attention to it. Yeah. So just talk a little bit about the fact that, because people always say, oh, it's oversaturated. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't want to ever put yourself too much out there. Mm-hmm. So, like, do you believe that that's even a thing? Mm. I don't think that you can, like, put yourself too much out there. I think that maybe you could probably share too much of yourself. But I don't know if you can, like, over promote something.
So, as it relates to marketing, in my opinion, as it relates to marketing, how will you ever really know? Like, how will you ever really begin to fine tune your marketing without putting tons of stuff out there? You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense.
So like if
fishing?
Yeah, like cast your net. You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe you do at some point, you do have to, it kind of comes down to the quantity versus quality theory, right? They say, well, quantity over quality. Some people say quality over quantity. But, you know, I actually heard my homeboy Alex, who kind of falls right into this conversation, Alex Miner. He was saying you can't get to the quality until you put out the quantity. You know what I'm saying? So you have, say like you have all this content going out, you have all this content going out, but then you keep putting out all this content, you'll see what people are not paying attention to, so this falls away. You'll see what people are not engaging with, so this falls away. You'll see what people start saying, oh, I like that, do more of that, so that sticks. Oh, then people start engaging, so that sticks. So that's the quantity, but doing that over repeated, now that 10 strings of content now maybe turns into 5 strings of content, but this is more quality than the 10. So then you keep putting this out there, you're going to start seeing the data, start reading your analytics, start seeing the engagement, and now this 5 may turn into like 2 to 3 pieces of content, but this is highly concentrated, highly impactful, highly producing content. You know what I'm saying? So you went from putting out 10 pieces of content per week to 3 pieces of content per week, but the 10 pieces of content per week weren't getting you no clients, weren't getting you no sales, no contracts, no deals, no nothing. It was just that. But now these 3 pieces of content is getting you contracts, deals, sales. You know what I'm saying? And then you have a content strategy with that. Like, you got 3 pieces of content. Like with my insurance company, 3 pieces of content I have is just awareness content. So this is just letting you know who I am. I don't have no agenda with this content. I mean, I kind of do, because if you like what I want to do, then look me up,
right,
and do some business. But it's not like I have a strong call to action with that awareness content. This is just me saying, hey, my name is Eliseo, life insurance, whatever, boom, boom, hit me up.
Yeah.
Now you're aware of who I am. Now, and the second piece of that content is actually like content that's like educational. You know what I'm saying? Now I want to come in and educate you about financial stuff or life insurance or whatever with the case. And that's the same thing with music.
Yeah,
it's awareness, you know, educational. What's the last piece? It's late. I'm sorry.
No,
it's the third piece. I got to look at my content. I actually have a content calendar. I want to look at it real quick, but it's the third piece of content though, that basically, and that's my content strategy, to drop 3 pieces of content per week. I believe the third piece is just heavily tied to like, well, you got the educational, but now the third piece is, I'm pretty sure it's heavily tied to like a strong call to action. Like,
I think you may be right.
Yeah, like, hey,
I think it is a call to action.
If you want, you know, a quote, or if you want a policy review, you know what I'm saying? So many people, I keep going back to my insurance stuff because that's kind of like where I do a bulk of my marketing.
It's
now.
Relatable.
Yeah, and a lot of times, and this kind of goes back to the niche too. When I first got into insurance, I was just literally saying, hey man, you want some insurance? Hey man, you want some insurance?
That was your opening pitch.
Yeah, hey man, you need some insurance? And that was completely wrong. You know what I'm saying? So now what I do is, I know you need insurance. You just don't know you need insurance. I know you want insurance. You just don't know you want insurance. I know if you have kids, I don't have to. If I know you have kids, I'm not finna give you the opportunity to tell me no or tell me something stupid like I don't really want insurance. No, you got kids.
You have kids.
So if you have kids, you
no ain't an answer.
Yeah,
we just got to figure out which one works for you.
Before that, we got to figure out how you value it, and let me show you how it's valuable, right? So I said that to say I believe that now what I do when I come to people, instead of saying, "Hey man, you want some insurance? You want some insurance?" I just come out the gate like this. And they probably don't. They probably don't got insurance. But I'm just gonna assume you got insurance. I'm gonna say, hey man, I know you got insurance. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure you're cool with it. But I say every year, which is not no cap. This is true. Every year in every state, the policies change, the actuaries change, the mortality rate change. Everything changes. See, insurance is a business, right? So the big wigs, they sit back and they wait for these numbers to come in. And as these numbers come in, this many people died this year. Oh, this happened. You know, this happened. So, and all these little pieces of data come in, all the numbers change.
But yeah.
All the rates change. They can go up, they can go down. Everything changes. See, I know that because I'm a broker. So I just come to him and say, hey man, I know you got a dope policy. But hey, you may know or you may not know, all that stuff changes every year. So, hey, what I want to do is just sit down with you, right, and review what you got, just to make sure that you're still current in relation to what's going on right now, right? And then they're like, well, I'm kind of good. Well, I know you're good, right? But most people who I help like this, I usually probably end up saving them thousands of dollars per year, right? Or I usually find something in their policy, their life insurance policy, that they didn't know was there. That's a loophole that might not get them paid or their family paid. And believe it or not, so I just hurry up and give them that doubt real quick, so they'll say, okay, well, look at my policy. See, all my job now is not to sell insurance. My job is just to really get policy reviews.
Oh, hey, I don't always drink, but when I do it from a sit-down mug. Stay thirsty, my friends.
Like when it comes to certain things, you will just figure out what works and what don't work.
Doesn't work. Yeah.
But oh yeah, that's what I was going with. And it's the same with content. Like if you don't ever go knock on the doors, right? For me, I started out in the field knocking on doors. Now I'm more virtual. If you don't go run the Facebook ads or whatever, if you don't do none of this stuff, how you gonna know what work?
Yeah.
How you gonna know what don't work? How you gonna learn the little subtleties of the nuances of anything if you don't, you know what I'm saying? Because trust me, when it comes to content or anything that you do, when it comes to and this is just how I am. I'm big on evolution, not that it debunks God. I'm talking about evolution, real evolution, like how we evolve in our mind. That's actually what content ecosystem comes down to is it's, I forget my thing, but the last one is evolve. I can't think right now. And basically, whatever we spend our time doing, I put this on Facebook before too. Whatever we spend the bulk of our time doing, we actually evolve to be masterful at that. You can't even fight that.
No, you can't fight it.
It literally, if you spend a lot of time doing something, you don't even have to necessarily really know what's happening, but just redoing it, practicing it over and over, you become really, really good at it, right? So that's the same thing with your content strategy. You keep putting out and man, I spent this much money on this ad, or I spent this much money doing this, or you spent this much time editing this video. You editing videos, you know that's a time consuming thing. You start getting good at editing videos quick. You start learning quick keys. Like, are you good with quick keys? Yeah. Like that's life changing because you ain't got to be. Like I seen one video editor, he was saying the goals to really editing videos is never touch your mouse.
What?
Yeah, like you see it. And when they're editing videos, they just quick key, they trim that, and they never have to touch their mouse.
Bro, I gotta see that.
But you know what's crazy? These new music producers, this is off topic, these new music producers are the same way.
They ain't touching their mouse.
They're not touching the keyboard. They're not touching the mouse. It's all programming. These little guys are programming beats, and them beats be hard too. Them beats be hard, but they're like, dude, and like they hit play. I'm like, that's jamming, bro. You didn't even. It's like these little kids are like playing video games, but yeah. So
that's crazy.
So back to your thing. Yeah, no, I don't subscribe to the mentality of you're putting out too much or anything like that. How? How you gonna break through the noise? It's if you want to talk about something oversaturated, think about how much people, man, I seen something, they said, I got to look at the stat, but it's so many millions of videos get uploaded to YouTube every minute.
Millions in a minute?
Or something like that.
I believe that. I believe that.
How you going to cut through that noise if you're not shooting your shot?
Bro, there's so much content out there, man. And people were talking. I remember when YouTube was like, when YouTube really started like becoming like a primary source of like, video content.
We all slept on YouTube.
We all slept on it, and then Soulja Boy hit it. But so I was around for that, bro. But
if you think about it, we still slept on it. That was 2007 when he came. We were still sleeping on YouTube, bro.
See, we were going to it, but YouTube wasn't where people went to get music.
Yeah, that's true.
We didn't go for music.
That's true.
We went just for. Well, we on YouTube. I don't even remember,
but can you believe
for like random stuff?
Can you believe that YouTube is still not the go-to for a lot of people? So if you were to get in on it now, you're still on the early wave.
Really?
YouTube is still not necessarily the go-to for a lot of people. You know how many people, bro, that I say, hey, subscribe to my channel, and they say I don't have a YouTube channel.
Yeah,
you don't got a YouTube channel. It's like the saying, it's like, yeah.
You're right, bro. That's true. You hear that so much.
I hear it every day. I'm like, bro, I don't got one. Yes, you do. You don't even, because if you got a Gmail.
You got a Gmail?
You got a YouTube.
You got a YouTube.
What you mean? That people don't know that. But in their head, I don't have YouTube.
I don't have YouTube. Are you from here?
Orlando?
Yeah.
Born and raised.
Born and raised in Orlando?
I'm Mr. Orange County. What you mean?
Oh, well, you'd have hated me back in the day. I was the Prince of the O, bro.
Prince of the O.
The Prince of the O. Orlando was my place, bro.
I wouldn't have hated you.
No,
you fat man.
Look, bro, listen.
I was born in ORMC. Really? I was raised on 21. Like when I was in Trill and I was doing like music. That's 21 Jump Street, Taylor Street, 21st Street, right off of Rio Grande OBT. That's where I was born and raised.
You was raised off of Rio Grande OBT?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Rio Grande OBT. I've seen people get murdered right on that block.
Well, yeah, bro.
Yeah.
It's
crazy. Yeah. I remember when I was a kid, I seen a dude I went to school with. He was selling dummy rocks. I don't even know if you know what those are.
Nope.
Dummy rocks is like when you take like dope, like little packs of dope. You know how they be in the little Ziploc bags? Mm-hmm. I don't even know if they still sell dope like that no more, but I know they used to. And then instead of putting like real dope in it, he was putting like powder in it, and he was mixing it down with like baking soda and too much baking soda or something. And then like the Fiend didn't like that because they like to get the high. They like to get high. Bro. So he sold it to the Fiend, and the dude he was like, this too. So he came back and stabbed him and killed him. I was like literally walking out the store eating some peanuts or something. I'm like, oh, and he died. It was gone. Yeah. So I actually said that on one of my songs. I did a song called my hometown. Mm-hmm. Had you ever heard that?
Nope.
Yeah, Big Sean, he ended up taking the beat. Big Sean, Big Sean. He took, when I did my hometown, I was talking about Orlando. Big Sean at the time, he heard it and he did it for Detroit. So it's on YouTube. It's over like millions of views on YouTube. Yeah. And that song, when I did one for Orlando, I talked about how I said I done seen homies get shot, seen homies get stabbed, and I was talking about that. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody help, everybody just laugh, because literally, people like, yeah, you shouldn't have sold that dummy rock. I'm like, bro, you dying over here, like, dying though. It's crazy, man. Yeah. So I said all that to say, born and raised in Orlando. Yes.
Born and raised in Orlando. You don't see a lot of people born and raised. When people hear that, when I tell people I'm from Orlando, and I moved here when I was 5. I was young, so. I was practically, from Orlando. Mm-hmm. And when I tell people that, they're like, oh man, you don't see that a lot? I'm like, no, what you don't see a lot is people that are like from here. So I guess you really don't know the temperature of a true person from Orlando, because a lot of people are like, they migrate here. They're not from here.
Can't relate.
Orlando. Yeah, you was born and raised here.
I was born in Orlando. Yeah, born and raised. Yeah. I walked to all my schools. I walked to Memorial. I walked to Catalina. I walked to Jones High, right from Rio Grande. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, absolutely. I thought that, and that's kind of a stigma probably with a lot of young black people. They don't get outside of their hood. They don't get outside of their surroundings. So, when my mom got older and where we were staying was just infested with drugs, and like I told you, she moved to Altamont, and I was like, The sun is shining. People are smiling.
Altamont.
I'm with Altamont. I'm like,
yeah, totally.
Wow. I was like, this is life. I'm like, yeah, because it's like sometimes in the hood, like it could be a dark cloud, like a gloomy, rainy, depressive cloud in the hood. You know what I'm saying? And even though the sun is out, you just damper it by the drugs and the prostitution and the, you know, the poverty. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, my mom got up out of there. You know, my mom, she actually who got me in insurance. I've seen my mom make $1 million in insurance. And I remember she told me, she said, because I didn't want to go to college, I wanted to start Trill. So I had full scholarships to FAMU and Cookman for a band. I was in band. I was like one of the section leaders. And I was like, I don't want to go to college. I want to do Trill. So my mom was like, well, you can do Trill. But my mom was like, you know, I would suggest you get your insurance license. You know what I'm saying? Because then you could work for yourself. You could travel. And I did like an idiot. I'm like, no, Mom, I'm good. I'm 38 now. She told me this when I was 18. I'm 38 now. So 20 years later, I'm just not starting to see the value in insurance. I have little homeboys who I've helped get in the business or who was already in the business, who's like in their 20, 25. In there. I got a homeboy who just turned 33. He just retired. He just literally, now I ain't saying fake like Jay-Z retired, keep coming back to work. No, he retired. He sold his insurance company for like multi-millions of dollars because he killed it. He was one of the first to understand Facebook ads, and he killed it and grew his business crazy, and somebody came in and bought it from him. He's actually one of my first clients that helped me start content ecosystem because I was helping him with Facebook ads. I was helping him do stuff like that, boom, 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 boom. And then they got some big people attention and he sold it. But I said all that to say, my mom, she got an insurance, and then when she started making so much money, then she moved us to Altamont. Yeah, because she changed the whole trajectory of our life by just, you know.
Just moving to Altamont.
Yeah. It was crazy.
How old were you when you moved to Altamont?
I was grown.
Oh, you was grown.
I was grown. Yeah, I was already.
So you was already done.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I was grown. I was like maybe. No, I was grown. Yeah. No, so
I mean, you was out of high school. At least.
I was. So the thing is, I moved with my dad when I was 16, 17. He's Puerto Rican. He was on the east side. My little brother and little sister though were still living with my mom. So of course, you young, 18, 19, 20, you still go to mom's house every day. So I was probably still sleeping over there a couple days a week. But just for her to move over there and me to be like, oh, wow, you know. Yeah. But I had my own place, which like Trill, we had our own apartment, which was like, we was already cooking then. So we had our own apartment, which is like on Rio Grande. And then we had one on the east side. And yeah, that's a whole other story. That's a whole other. We won't get into that stuff.
You speak Spanish?
No, I wish. I wish.
You never learned it?
Nope. No, but it's not my fault either. Like my mom and my dad wasn't together, so you know, I was. Yeah, if you don't know, my name is Eliseo, which is Eliseo in Spanish. Then you wouldn't. Eliseo too. Yeah, you wouldn't know that I like because I got black people hair. Well, I got locks, but if I cut my locks off, my hair is actually really curly. So that's why it's like it stands up. But yeah, I don't even really tell people that. They'd be like, "Where you get your name from?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm Puerto Rican." Happy now?
Because I was going to ask you what's Eliseo. I've never heard.
And Eliseo? Yeah.
Never heard another person.
Yeah, I've only met a couple of Eliseos on Facebook, and they just inbox me like, "Hey, you got my name?" I'm like, "You got my name? What you mean?"
I'm older than you.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a derivative of Elijah in the Bible, though. Like really? Elisha, yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
So that's pretty dope. I have somewhat of a knockoff biblical name.
So you brought up Trill, man. So where did that come from? And even the name Trill.
So yeah, Trill. We was just at Jones, and
all of y'all went to Jones.
Yep. And we all had like music scholarships and stuff. And we would go to my friend's house after school. You know, Ram. You met Ram. He's a Trill manager. The van. He had the van. We called it the Pasadena van. That's what we used to call it. It's like a big Mexican van. No offense to Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, he would. As just an outlet, he would say, "Hey, y'all can come over here and work on music." You know what I'm saying? So they actually would go first, the other dudes in the group, and then they was like, "Yo, Eliseo, you should come over here." So I'm like, "Okay." So I started going over there, and I already had a keyboard at my house, and I would be making beats. So then I went over there, and I'm like, they had the whole like computer, the keyboard, the microphone, everything. So I'm like, okay. So I sat down. That's when I actually made Inner Orange County beat. You remember Inner Orange County? Orange County. That was like my first beat. That was my first beat ever. Like literally, like that was my first beat ever. And all I literally did was just model Little John's like Bia and all the stuff that he was doing at the time. I just took like the same type of heavy bass, and I just kind of like, oh, okay. And I just kind of put little parts that I heard, That's all music is, man. If you think about it, if you like a song that's dope, then like you said, don't copy, steal. Just take it and make it completely yours. That's man. Probably every song you probably heard from me in some way.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I like how Molly Music did that. Like when I heard Ready, Aim, Fire, I was like, hella high water. It's like the same tempo. It's the same instruments.
Yeah.
It's like everything. It's like everything I do is like, it's inspired by something else. But I said that to say, so yeah, I started going over there and making beats. And then, you know, they was like, we always like, we didn't want to go to college. You know, we just wanted to do that. And by the grace of God, and I say that because Trill didn't have to get big. We didn't know what we was doing.
Nah.
But the Orange County song, it took off. And then from there, it allowed us to start doing shows and travel. And so we were starting to get paid for that. So then after that, I made Don't Worry About Mine. I made that beat. You remember that song?
No.
Don't worry about mine, don't worry about me. You probably, it was big, man. It was big. So then after that, we made Swing on Everybody. You ever heard that?
Yep.
Swing on Everybody, made that. And then after that, then we was like, you know, we was traveling like with T-Pain and stuff. And then I heard what he did with I'm Sprung. Once again, I'm Sprung. I literally was like, oh, you gonna talk about I'm Sprung? So I took that same tempo. The same. If you listen to I'm Sprung and listen to I'm Not Locked Down, it's basically the opposite of I'm Sprung, right? He's talking about being sprung. I'm talking about not being sprung, right? It's the same tempo. He had his like doom 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 doom, and I just like doom 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 doom. Same sound. I literally just like model songs and just like do them different. And like a lot of times people don't even make the connection.
No, they don't.
Yeah, so
because the brain's not gonna do that by itself.
Why not, bro? The brain can do that.
But see, no, it won't do that though. That's the reason why we'll hear something and we'll be like, oh, I like that. We don't know why we like it.
Yeah.
But it's literally from a different song.
Yeah.
And you just remember it. Your brain remember it. Your brain remembered that it liked that. So it's like, oh, I'm gonna like this too.
Yeah. I remember I heard
marketing agencies know it.
You know Demi Lovato's song, Baby, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry.
I gotta hear it. If I hear it, I probably
y'all don't know Demi Lovato's song?
I don't know that.
I'm not, sorry, not sorry. Oh y'all don't listen to no music outside of the. my bad. So I'm a producer. So I do. I just don't know that one. Yeah, no.
But I was a fan of Demi. I'm a fan of Demi.
Yeah, she has a song called "Sorry Not Sorry." It's like one of her big hits. But like I listened to that song and I was telling my wife, I'm like, that's Mary J. Blige, "Share My World," right? Have y'all heard of that, right?
Nope.
Mary J. Blige, "Share My World," bro.
Well, at least I haven't heard that song.
You have. Mary J. Blige, "Share My World." All right, bring it back. So yeah, it's basically like the bass line of "Baby, I'm sorry, I'm not sorry." It's like literally the bass line from that is from 20 years ago. "Share My World," and I don't think nobody heard that, but I caught it like as soon as I heard it instantly. But it's that happens all the time.
You catch stuff all the time.
All the time, yeah.
I don't catch stuff.
Oh.
Now I hear something, I'm like, yo, I like that. I want to do something to that. And then I'll go from there. But I just got into my beat making or producer bag.
Yeah.
I just literally this year or toward the end of last year started producing for myself.
Oh, that's dope.
But only
I think I seen a couple you don't you do lives and stuff doing that?
Yeah, I did it twice.
Yeah, that's dope, man.
And then I stopped. I kind of got away from doing it because of the sit down, but Facebook was stopping all of the restricting my lives because there were other people's beats. So I said, you know what? I'm just gonna start doing my own. And then I really couldn't find a sound that fit me just by getting beats. So I said, okay, let me try to produce for myself. Yeah. I'm still learning it, bro. I'm at the very beginning stages. But it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. Yeah. Dude, so what you did with Lockdown, you literally, Trill was well, then again too, I was in high school. So for me.
How old are you?
35.
Oh, okay. We're kind of in the same age group.
Yeah.
I'm 38.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Is Stefan, y'all the same age?
I think Stefan was a little younger than me at the time.
Really?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
I may be mistaken.
Okay, yeah.
But I thought Stefan was, I still believe Stefan was extremely talented. The most talented.
He is. Absolutely.
Dude would do it. And the way he thought, man, literally before, I don't want to say before his time. I don't like that term. But if he was doing what he was doing and had these resources that we have now. Yeah. God, that dude he's doing this thing now. Bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
you say you was in high school?
I was in high school, and then coming out of high school, so I was in like that, still trying to figure what I wanted to do stuff out.
Yeah.
And then y'all were doing y'all thing, man.
Yeah.
And it was just like
fun times, bro.
Dude, I was like, yo, these guys are literally making noise for Orlando.
Yeah.
They're gonna make Orlando. They're gonna generate so much attention for Orlando.
Yeah, I remember that. The only stipulation we had when we started recording, Uncle Ram was like, y'all can't curse in y'all music. So if you go back,
didn't curse?
No, a lot of people don't even realize that.
I didn't realize that.
A lot of people don't realize they never heard any curse words in trill music. Yeah.
Wow.
Because it was so turned up, it was so crunk, had so much energy.
Yeah.
That it was no cursing. So
assumed y'all cursed. That's crazy.
Yeah, and that was a blessing too, because it was very easy for us to transition to radio. Because when the PDs would reach out to us, they'd be like, "Hey, y'all got radio version?" We're like, "What's that?" It's like a clean version. Oh, well, all our music clean. They're like, "Really?" So we send it to them. Next thing you know, we on 102 Jams.
Hey, yeah, y'all was on 102 Jams.
Yeah, man, it was crazy. That was still to this day, like, if I can say a feeling in this music industry that made me just feel like, whoa, it was hearing 102 Jams like all my life as a kid coming up.
Yeah.
In the car, hearing my voice coming through. Like at one point, bro, I was embarrassed because they was literally playing our song.
They were.
Every hour on the hour.
They were.
And I was like, that's just embarrassing. Like, cause I'm that guy that like, stop playing the same song over and over. But now I'm that guy, So yeah, bro. So that was a real good feeling, and just to like be at like a red light and somebody's jamming your music,
dude.
And you just look over and you're like, should I humble brag right now, or like you're listening to me? That's me right there. No, that's a good feeling. Still to this day, man, believe it or not, still to this day, I can go to like Walmart or something, and people will be playing sometimes trill music, or they'll recognize me and be like, Eliseo. Because like my tag was like, Eliseo, I made the track, bruh. So like when people see me, they'd be like, Eliseo. Or I'm the one that actually came up with the name for trill too. So like Treal. So they'll see me and be like Treal. It's like, wow, it's crazy.
Dude, y'all, that was crazy for me, cause like, and I know like when me and my brother, we were doing music, and like we were starting to get like a little bit connected, cause with the whole Smile, South Star, all those guys, they were doing their thing. And we would go to different clubs, events, and stuff like that. Like, y'all were everywhere, bro. Like, it was crazy. To me, like, you guys were like already BET.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the level I had placed you guys, because y'all were always on the radio. Like, always on the radio. So that was crazy. Yeah. And then my brother was talking about connecting with you guys, and I gotta find that song that you did.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell him to send it to me.
What was it?
You Can't Be Serious.
You Can't Be Serious. I remember that part.
Yeah.
But I can't remember nothing else after that.
I gotta send it to you.
But you should find it. I think that could have been Poetic too. That did that hook. You Can't Be Serious. That could have been Poetic, because me and Poetic sound very similar. It's the other dude, light skinned dude with the dreads. So, and I think that's one of the hooks I believe that he might have. He probably
did to it.
Yeah, but send it to me.
I gotta find it. Yeah,
I would love to hear that. Yeah, absolutely.
Let's talk about parenting, bro. I got two things I want to talk about: parenting.
Wow,
and then
okay, we gotta talk about parenting.
Yeah, man, let's talk.
Let me put that hat on there. Hold on.
Let's talk about being dads. If you got to follow up, you can follow up. But I wanted to talk about two more things, man.
I got my dad hat on. Let's do it.
Because I want to talk about parenting.
All right.
Right?
Yeah. That's good.
I don't.
That's a good topic.
Yeah. Because I like talking to dads.
Yes.
We're interesting people.
Yes. Yes.
So like what is explain fatherhood from your standpoint?
Yeah. I mean, I can say, I've said this before, that a lot of my questions, right, to God, because we ought to talk to God.
Oh yeah. You ask God why? Let me tell you something. Do you ask him why?
Okay, so it's more like I do, but it's not for the sake of asking why. It's more for the sake of community. You know what I'm saying? Community. I mean, if you think about it, when Jesus told Peter to get out the boat, the first thing Peter said and what he did, it was more of a confirmation to make sure that he fellowship with Jesus. Like, what you talking about? Like, if I can just keep it hood, like, you sure? You want me out here? Let's clarify some things, right? So I'm big on that, and that's I'm big on that, because a lot of people don't have that type of ideology when it comes to God and a relationship. You know, I come up in a church where don't ask God no questions, don't ask why. God is sovereign. You know.
I ask God questions.
Yeah. So in reference to me as a parent, a lot of my questions to him before I was a parent were answered through my children.
Through your kids?
Absolutely. It's like, bam, there you go.
Yeah.
Remembering you, bam, there you go. And actually, you know, our love for our children is the perfect example of God's love for us. Mm-hmm. Because, man, our children be messing up. And you want to
that's putting it very PG.
And you want to jack them up. But you, like, I got 2 daughters and a son.
You got 3? Mm-hmm. I got 2 boys and a girl. Okay, that's what's up.
And a big thing in my house, because my mom would spank my behind, and there was no explanation. There was no. Sometimes I got spanked. I don't even realize what you don't spank me. But can you tell me what I did wrong? Can you tell me where I went wrong at? So I'm big with my children, man. Yeah. I'm big with explaining why you finna get your behind toe up. I'm big on that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so I had this thing where I say, why'd you do that? Mm-hmm. I love it. I love that. Now my child could do the dumbest thing, because children, they have a child's type of logic. Yeah. So, but that's no excuse. You have a child type of logic, but we finna bring you up. We finna train you up, right?
Right.
Why'd you do that? And I just, take your time.
You wait for an answer. We're going to get this answer.
Yeah, why'd you do that? And I love it now because my oldest, when my younger ones do something silly, my oldest, she's 7. Why'd you do that? I'm like, answer your sister. Why'd you do that?
Do you accept I don't know?
No. For what?
Yeah, we
why? No. And if, honestly, you know, sometimes when I talk to my children, you know, it don't even be that serious. Yeah. But depending on how they answer, it can start getting that serious. Okay. So now I was cool. And that's how God is with us. Yeah. Think about it. God is like, hey, man, let me talk to you. Yeah. Let's work this out. But the more we fight and buck against it, and the more we not answering,
that's a learning moment.
Now it goes from exactly. You feel me?
It's a teaching moment.
Now it went from a talking moment not to a teaching moment. Yeah. And now you still gonna keep bucking. Now we finna get to it. Hold on. We had to turn this into a different moment. But that's how it is. So I mean, I don't know if that answers your question about fatherhood, but I love it.
That's not on point. Dude, you said I love it. You gotta have fun with it, because kids they will drive you. But they'll drive you. So you got it. You have to enjoy it. You have to enjoy what you do. Like so my daughter and my kids are gonna see this when they get a little older, but it's all right. I love all 3 of y'all.
He do love y'all for real though.
My the youngest one, I love my children, bro. Oh gosh, they're annoying.
That's a big word in my house. My kids will say, "Don't be annoying." Yeah, my kids will say, "Don't be annoying." Can they get that from me? Don't be annoying.
Yeah, they say that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They say it to each other because I say it to them. Don't be annoying, because kids can be annoying.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah, but go ahead.
I love them though, man. So I always said that my youngest was going to be my favorite. I know we're not supposed to have favorites. Yeah, right. If you think your parents ain't got favorites. So like I said, my youngest gonna be my favorite. And the way I knew that, not as in the sense as I'm gonna love him anymore. Yeah. But I knew he was gonna have something, because in the womb, bro, this dude was responding to me. Wow. And none of my other children did that. Wow. And I told my wife, I said, "Oh, you're pregnant with a girl." And sure enough, you got a boy. She said, "I'm gonna go to the doctor." I said, "You don't need to. You got a boy. Like, there's a boy in there." "Dang, I'm just gonna go." And I said, "Okay, you can go do your mom thing. Like, I'm not trying to stop you. Yeah, I'm just trying to prove how much I know that the boy is there right now." Wow. Sure enough, it was a boy. I was like, "Yeah, I knew it." She called me, "It's a boy." I was like, "I know." Wow. You know. So like, he responded to me. The dude was born. None of my other kids did this. He was born. Me and this man talking. Wow. That's just how it was. Like, we still talk to this day. I gotta let him get his mom out the way first, because he be crying for his mom. Once he done with that, me and Seth taking off.
Can't get it.
Yeah. So I gotta let him get that. So once he get, you good now? You good?
How old is he now?
Seth is 1. He's 1. So
wow.
He'll be 2.
Wow. Our son's around the same age then. Yeah. Yeah. Because my son just turned 2 in September.
My oldest is 6.
Wow.
And then the middle one is 3.
Wow.
And then, so it's like all 3 years apart.
Wow, yeah. My oldest one is 7, and then my second oldest one is 5, and then my third is 2.
Okay.
So we're right around the same age. We can do play dates.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hand me downs. Hand me ups and hand me down. Hey, bro, you got going? Throw it down. You know what I'm saying?
Dude. So and even now, like I was like, yo, this dude, he responds to me, man. I out the gate, like me and this dude, like already, like, and it's crazy because I have not seen that, and for a while I didn't think it was possible because I'm like, yo, dad is all nurture, you know what I'm saying? Dad is a nurture relationship. Mom is a nature relationship because naturally it's mom because you was connected to mom for like the past 9 months. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you're familiar with. So I get it. But with him, bro, it was different. Dude started laughing to my jokes.
He's about to be 2?
Yeah, he's about to be 2.
Wow.
Like when he was little one, man, like couldn't even do nothing. Like I'm talking to him, he's just laughing.
Wow.
I think it's so funny. None of the other ones did that.
Wow.
My daughter, Soraya, like, but she did. Dad, no. Like, and I had to like get my daughter. I'm like, yo, I'm dad though. Like, I exist. Like, this works. Trust me. But now, man,
that's hilarious.
Now that's my girl, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my daughter, bro. Like, she'll follow me. She'll come to me. I come home, Daddy. I'm like, oh, bro, just Mel. This is my little girl. But like, so Seth may have a little. Seth, pick it up, because you may have a little challenge on your hands. You know, let's pick it up, Seth. But like, that's kids, man.
Yeah, man.
They soften you up.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, I'm actually. I think I'm a tough father, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm not like insensitive, but I just have I kind of have a zero like tolerance for nonsense type thing.
Yeah.
So you know, and you gotta let kids be kids, children be children. I'll say that. Can't call them kids baby goats. They're not kids. They're children, right? So let children be children and let them, you know, they gotta mature, right? So don't steal their children side away from them. But you know, my children, man, and I'm pretty sure it's the same with y'all because we have a standard. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so exactly. They go around other kids, it's a whole night and day. You know what I'm saying? My kids eat their vegetables, right? Like
they do.
Other parents be like, how y'all get y'all kids to eat that? Well, first of all, we're vegetarian, so that's all we eat anyway. But you know, my children don't eat off the floor. You go other places, kids, how your kid eating off the floor? He's 6.
That's too old.
How he ain't got that yet?
He can understand that. No.
Yeah, you ain't supposed to be eating off the floor, bro. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like my children, I can definitely see that they're definitely different than other children only because we're on them. We're on them. Mm-hmm. They up at 6 a.m. every morning. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus.
And they down at 8 p.m. every night. Like, and I don't see. I mean, I'm just being real with you. I do not. I go to other people's houses and I don't understand how they have a functional house and the children don't have a bedtime. I don't get that. Bedtime. How? And that's why y'all going crazy. I be talking to my friends and they going crazy and they be having anxiety attacks and they be having all this stress because you have no structure.
Them kids,
right? Down. When the sun go down, y'all go down. Like in my house, it's
follow it.
5 o'clock is dinner time. 6 o'clock is bath time.
Yeah.
7 o'clock, you read a book to 8 o'clock. Mm-hmm. 8 o'clock, you sleep.
Good night.
And I love it because by 8:30 they in there knocked out, and now it's me and mommy time. You know what I'm saying? Which you gotta have. You gotta have me and mommy time. You know what I'm saying? Because that would keep everything else. Mm-hmm. When me and mommy time is off, everything else is off. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I let my wife know that I'll rip. Like if we ain't having our time, ain't nothing else gonna work right in this house. Hey, my wife knows.
But it don't, bro.
It's just don't. It really don't. Like it's that simple, bro. Like,
I'm petty, bro.
Probably not petty as me.
No, but I'm petty. Whoa, Lord.
I'm telling you not.
She'll tell you. Man, listen. When them things don't. Hey, boy. I know that I'm difficult.
Yeah.
When we
men, we're needy. Men are
extremely.
Needy. We're way needier than women. Let's be real. Like men are way needier. I believe that. Women, like my wife, I'd have to check on how you good.
Yeah.
Like how you good? Like
yeah.
I'm not good. You know what I'm saying? You gotta come tighten me up because I'm not good. My wife, I had to check in with her like, you good? You need something? What's up? Because they have a different way they process. You know what I'm saying? Different things are just way important to women. And with my wife, as long as she's working on her books, her blogs, her YouTube and stuff like that, that fulfills her. You know what I'm saying? But I don't necessarily get the same fulfillment from like music and stuff like that, which I do. But she's a big part of my fulfillment. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's how kind of I think men are wired. Our wives help fulfill us. You know what I'm saying? We help fulfill our wives too. Yeah, but it's a different type of, you know what I'm saying, fulfillment.
We're talking about men right now. I got you.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got a disclaimer. They probably need a disclaimer. I don't need one.
He said, I don't need one.
Look, I'm saying I talk really real. Yeah. So I was on the phone with my homeboy today, and I was being petty because I called my wife. And we had just hung up from the phone.
You know she's sitting right there, right?
Yeah.
So watch what you say.
She don't know. So this is about to hit her.
Oh my God.
It's not nothing that she did.
Okay.
I'm just petty, bro. I'm petty. I called her and I'm like, we had just hung up the phone, right? I was supposed to call a client. I called the client didn't answer. So I called her back. We just hung up.
Okay.
She didn't answer the phone.
Uh-huh. And that happened.
She was doing mommy stuff. She was doing important stuff.
Yes.
So I'm not petty. I'm not like, don't understand that.
Yeah.
But I'm like, she ain't answer.
Yeah.
Why she didn't answer the phone? So bro, I'm petty right now.
In your feelings.
I'm in my feelings. She'll tell you, but she'll answer the phone, bro. I'm not gonna I don't go off on her. I'm not like that. But I'm like, why you answer the phone for me? She's like, I was busy. You didn't see me call though? You didn't check your phone? Oh, I didn't see my alert. Why ain't your alerts on? Bless your heart, baby. Bless your heart. But I'm learning about how much I didn't know. I didn't know I vibed. I didn't know I was that needing of her presence. I didn't know it existed.
It's bad. Yeah.
I didn't know it existed.
Oh, absolutely.
It exists.
Bro. Oh, absolutely.
It exists. But I didn't. They didn't tell me that.
And only real men can accept that and acknowledge it, and then from there be able to work on it. You know what I'm saying? But just kind of back to my original point, the family. About fatherhood. Yeah. The family unit starts with the husband and the wife, in my opinion. I know there's this conversation. It's kind of like what was the first, the chicken or the egg conversation when it comes to family units. And they always like to say, what is more important, the spouses or the children, right? So first of all, that's semantics like a mug. Because and I don't get into semantics because we're not finna sit here and be like, oh, that's more important.
You ain't gonna pretend like this. Come on.
Yeah. But what I will say is, if the husband and the wife unit ain't right, man, ain't nothing else in the house gonna work.
It ain't worth it.
I mean, I can think of some situations where the communication with the children are not perfect, but the house is still functional in some way because we can get there. But I can't think of no situation where the communication with the husband and the wife ain't perfect and the house ain't in disarray. It ain't upside down. All hell ain't broke loose in the house.
Kids fill in the blank better than we give them credit for.
Oh, absolutely.
You can think that you're tearing this life up. But you and your spouse is on point, and your kids will grow up seeing that dynamic, and that dynamic will fill in all these blanks for them. I appreciate you sitting down with me.
Yeah,
man.
No thing, man.
This was dope.
You got to do it again.
Yeah, man. You want to let people know how to get in touch with you and stuff like that?
Just you can Google me, Eliseo Way, and I am search engine optimized. So usually all my stuff will come up: the YouTube, Facebook, the IG. I don't really do too much of that stuff, but YouTube, I definitely am pushing my YouTube now. So just Google ELISEO, Eliseo space WAY, Way. Anything on YouTube, Google, and my stuff will pop up. Yeah. EliseoWay.com too. I forgot about that one. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Dang, that's the big one.
Yeah.
So appreciate you guys for watching the sit down. Make sure you like this video, comment your thoughts, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, but you're a subscriber, so you ain't gonna watch myself without subscribing. So appreciate it. Hey, till the next time, love you guys. Deuces.
Peace.